Hello, Molly. Isn't it your birthday this month?
Yes, that's right.
When exactly? I want to make sure I don't miss it this year.
It's on the 15th. You really don't need to do anything special.
Oh, don't be silly. I'll send you a present.
Are you sure? Didn't you just say you were short on money?
I mentioned money was tight last time.
Yeah, when we talked about the repairs your car needed.
That's all taken care of now. Don't worry so much about your mother-in-law's finances.
I just don't want you stretching yourself thin.
Don't worry about that, Molly. You get cold easily, right? And didn't you mention you've been getting sick lately? I have a space heater I'm not using, so I'll send that over.
A space heater? We might not have room for it.
Your apartment can't be that cramped. Where do you keep your winter things?
We have built-in storage for seasonal items, but that's not the issue.
Don't be so modest.
No, it's not about being modest. We really don't have the space. Plus, we use central heating, so we wouldn't use a space heater.
Central heating isn't the same as having a personal heater right where you need it.
Our heating system works fine, really.
Just accept it and be quiet. You can sell it or throw it away after if you want. Don't disrespect someone's good intentions.
Okay, thank you. But are you sure you won't need the heater yourself?
I haven't used it in ages. It's just collecting dust here.
If you're sure, but please don't go out of your way.
I'm decluttering the house anyway. Perfect time to get rid of things.
I thought you hated cleaning.
People can change their habits, can't they?
It's just so unlike you. You always said spring cleaning was a waste of time.
There are circumstances.
You seem pretty excited about something.
What makes you say that?
You're acting different, more energetic than usual.
Oh, you can tell?
You've seemed really happy lately. Did something good happen?
When you're a mother, you'll understand how planning for your children's future brings joy.
That's a cryptic response, even for you.
Well, maybe it's time to tell you. It's almost finished anyway.
What's finished?
Remember how I said I had good news?
You've mentioned that a few times lately.
Actually, I'm building a house.
What? A house?
You sound surprised. Isn't it wonderful?
Where are you even building it?
It's in that nice neighborhood near the park. You know, where we used to take Brian when he was little.
That's an expensive area.
It should be done in about a month.
A month? How long have you been planning this?
Almost a year now. I've been so excited to tell you.
Really? I mean, that's nice, but why are you building a house now?
You guys will need a place soon. You'll be having kids and all.
Who, us? But isn't it your house?
Of course it's my house. I planned everything myself.
Then why are you talking about us having kids?
Remember how you mentioned wanting children someday?
That was a casual conversation months ago.
Yes, but you'll all be living there with me.
What? This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
That's what makes it a surprise. I've designed everything. Your rooms, the nursery, everything.
A nursery? Yes, I mentioned wanting children, but that doesn't mean right away.
But you'll want them eventually. I've made sure there's plenty of space.
You can't just plan our future for us like this.
I wanted it to be a surprise.
A surprise? This isn't exactly the kind of thing you spring on people.
I thought you'd be more appreciative. I've put so much thought into this.
How big is this house exactly?
Big enough for all of us. 3 bedrooms upstairs, 2 down.
You mean we'd be living together?
Of course. I built it after all. You'll move in next month.
Next month? We have a lease.
Oh, that's no problem. You can break it. This is more important.
We'd lose our deposit.
That doesn't matter. This is about family.
Wait a minute.
What now?
I wish you could have asked us first before you finalized all of this.
What's the matter? You don't want to live with me?
It's not that I don't want to, it's just so sudden.
Don't be difficult about this. I've already picked out your furniture.
Our furniture? We have our own.
But this will match the house better. I know what's best.
This is all moving too fast.
I've even arranged the kitchen exactly how you'll need it.
Need it for what?
For cooking proper family meals, of course. I'll teach you everything.
I know how to cook. Can we just slow down and talk about this?
You just don't want to live with me, do you? I even built you a house and you can't even say thank you. After I did all this for you both.
But I never asked for this.
I've even set up a sewing room for you.
I don't sew.
You'll learn. Every proper housewife should know how to sew.
That's a very outdated view.
Your generation just doesn't understand family values.
Our values aren't wrong just because they're different.
I raised Brian with proper values. He understands.
You can't just decide these things for us.
So ungrateful. I spent months planning this.
We need to talk about this as a family.
I am family. I'm the one who knows what's best.
Maybe you should discuss this with Brian.
You ungrateful girl. If you hate it so much, you could stay in your current place alone. My son and I will live in the new house together.
That's not what I...
Don't bother explaining. I see how it is now.
Molly, I'm done with work. Should be home on time today.
Okay.
Everything all right? You usually send more than just okay.
I've had a really strange day.
What happened?
Hey, Brian, did you know about your mom's house?
Mom's house? What are you talking about?
I thought not. I just found out your mom built a house.
What? What do you mean she built a house? That doesn't make any sense. She's been complaining about money for months.
Remember when she asked to borrow money for her car repairs?
Yeah, just last month.
She used up all her savings and took out loans. She expects us to help pay for it too.
Why should we pay for it?
Because according to her, we're all moving in next month.
Next month? We haven't even discussed this.
There's more to it. She's been planning this for months. She says she built it so we could all live together. She says she did it for us.
Why would she do something like that without even talking to us?
She said it was supposed to be a surprise. She genuinely thought we'd be happy about it.
Seriously?
She's already started buying things for the house.
What things?
She's already picked out furniture for us. She wants us to get rid of our stuff and use what she chose.
That's ridiculous.
When I didn't seem excited about suddenly living together, she got angry. She told me to get out and said she'd live with just you. She won't budge on this idea that children should live with their parents.
This is crazy on so many levels.
She's been planning this for almost a year, apparently.
A year? And she never mentioned it once?
She kept saying it was her special surprise.
This isn't a surprise, it's an ambush.
What should we do? I honestly don't want to live with your mom. She's horrible to me when you're not around. She's so self-centered. Living with her would be a nightmare.
What do you mean horrible to you?
Remember last month when I visited her alone?
Yeah?
She's always harassing me. When you're not there, she criticizes my appearance, and whenever I visit, she's always criticizing my housework.
I had no idea.
She says I don't know how to take care of a home properly.
Why didn't you tell me before?
I thought I could handle it, but living with her, that's different. I think she probably wanted to live with you more than us. I'm just an add-on. If we lived together, she'd make my life miserable.
Is it really that bad?
She's already talking about a nursery. She's planning our whole future.
A nursery?
She has our whole lives mapped out in this house.
Without asking us once.
Keep that in mind when you decide what to do about your mom.
What would be best? I honestly don't know what to do about this.
What do you mean? Please don't tell me you're actually considering this. I honestly thought you'd refuse immediately.
I have been thinking we'd need a house eventually. We want kids, and our current place is too small for a family.
You can't be serious.
It's worth considering all our options.
I feel the same way, but I was thinking maybe within the next 10 years. This is so sudden.
Yeah, I'm shocked too, but I do agree that children should live with their parents.
What?
Since she went this far, maybe we should? At least we could save on rent.
Do we really have to live with her? Don't my feelings matter?
Yes, don't lose hope.
What's that supposed to mean?
Trust me on this.
Living with her is literally the last thing I'd ever want. I thought you'd understand.
Don't worry, this won't be bad for you at all.
How can you say that? You know how she treats me.
I have a plan.
A plan that involves living with your mother?
Not exactly.
Then what? Because right now I'm scared, Brian.
Just give me a little time.
How is this good? This feels like a nightmare. Maybe your mom is right. I should just stay in our current place alone.
Don't say that.
Then tell me what you're thinking.
I need to make some calls first.
To who?
Your parents.
My parents? Why?
Just trust me, okay?
Brian, are you ready to move? We start our dream living arrangement the day after tomorrow. I've already moved my things, so help me set up the furniture.
What? We've already finished moving. We're almost done unpacking.
Look, I know you're probably still at work, but we need to start moving your things tomorrow.
No, Mom, you're not understanding.
What? What are you talking about? You haven't come to the house yet.
We've already moved.
Moved? Moved where?
We moved in with our parents.
What do you mean? Which parents?
Molly's parents.
What?
They have the space and were happy to have us.
You can't be serious. This is a joke, right?
Parents are parents. When we asked, they happily agreed. They even cleared out rooms for us right away. Really grateful for that.
Why are you living there? You're supposed to live here. I built this house waiting for you both.
Stop acting entitled.
Entitled? I'm your mother.
So what? You expect gratitude? Building a house without consulting us and then demanding gratitude is beyond entitled.
I did this for you. A house is an important asset. You need to own property. It gets harder to rent as you get older.
This wasn't for us. It was all for yourself. You were planning to make us pay for it in the end. This was all suspicious from the start. Were you planning to make my wife your personal maid when we moved in or something?
What are you talking about?
I heard from my wife about how you've been treating her. You're a terrible mother-in-law to her. I'm so sorry for what she's had to put up with.
I never mistreated her. I was just trying to teach her the basics.
Basic what? How to be your servant?
She needs to learn proper housekeeping.
That teaching was pure harassment.
You're choosing her parents over your own mother.
At least they respect our choices. Her parents are wonderful people. They don't selfishly bulldoze over our lives like you do. If we're living with parents, they're definitely the better choice.
What about the new house? It's already finished. I made it a two-family home because I thought we'd live together.
You can live there alone. Isn't it nice? You get a beautiful house all to yourself, or find someone else to live there.
I took out loans to build this house. Are you going to let it all go to waste?
That's not my problem.
Not your problem. I'm your mother.
This is ridiculous. If you can't afford it, you shouldn't have built a house at your age.
I used up all my savings. Don't you care what happens to your mother?
You did this to yourself.
How can you be so cold?
I've always hated how selfish you are. You controlled everything. My studies, my friendships, everything. I'm not your puppet. This is a good chance to put some distance between us.
I was trying to protect you. I never meant to. I just thought making decisions for you would be better for you.
Every decision in my life had to be your way.
Because I'm your mother. I know what's best.
I'm sick of hearing that. You've always been like this. You'll never change. Stop interfering in my life.
Please, Brian. We can work this out. If I made you angry, I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
This isn't about being angry. I'm disappointed in you. Stay away from my wife from now on.
Let me talk to her. I'll apologize.
Oh, and my wife wants to say goodbye.
Well, Laura, thanks for everything. Though there wasn't much to thank you for.
Molly, please convince my son. I'll go bankrupt.
Why don't you get a job and work hard to pay it back? Sell or rent out the house you built. That might keep you afloat.
You planned this, didn't you? You turned him against me. How can you be so cold about this?
When my husband first mentioned living with parents, I was worried. But then I found out he meant my parents. He'd already decided to help take care of them in their old age. I'm really grateful.
You witch! You turned my son against me. Give me back my son.
Witch? You're more like the Wicked Witch here.
I'm just a mother who cares about her son's future. How could you?
You're like the witch from Hansel and Gretel, aren't you? Did you think building an attractive house would lure us in? We're not moving into a witch's house.
You can't talk to me like this. What did I do wrong? I just wanted to live with my son and his wife. Why am I being rejected like this?
The fact that you don't understand why we dislike you shows there's no hope. Since you're incapable of self-reflection, just live alone.
You horrible daughter-in-law. I should have gotten rid of you earlier.
Laura, my husband is still sitting here reading these messages. You might want to stop insulting me before you make him even angrier. Oh, too late. He says we're never contacting you again.
Brian, wake up. That woman is manipulating you.
You really never learn, do you? You're just digging yourself deeper. I suggest you stop talking.
You'll regret this when I go bankrupt.
That's your debt from your decisions. We have no reason to feel guilty. We're basically strangers now. I'm blocking you on all platforms.
Wait, please. You're really abandoning me? You don't care what happens to me?
You need to stop obsessing over your son and learn to live alone. If you have the resolve to live independently, you'll manage somehow. I'm saying this for your own good. Finally finished breaking down all the boxes. Now it really feels like we're starting our new life.
How's the unpacking going? Sorry I couldn't help more today.
Each room is slowly coming together.
Thank you. Sorry I couldn't help with the unpacking today because of work.
Don't worry about it. You worked so hard during the move.
No, your parents helped us too. I didn't do much. If anything, I feel bad for suddenly imposing on them, also for dumping most of the work on you.
Really, it's fine. My mom helped me organize everything. They're happy to have us here. Mom's already planning weekly family dinners.
Still, it was very sudden.
It's fine. Mom and Dad are happy about it. They have plenty of extra room, so it's no trouble having us here.
Your parents are incredibly kind.
Did you see how Dad cleared out his study for us?
Good thing there was space. We couldn't have moved in otherwise.
This house was originally built for 2 families when my grandparents were alive. Plus, country homes are always oversized.
That explains the layout. It's perfect for multiple generations.
Just like my grandparents planned it.
I'll take responsibility if anything happens to your parents. As the son of this house, I'll fulfill my duties.
When you first mentioned living with parents, I panicked. Turns out you meant different parents.
I should have been clearer from the start.
You really scared me for a while there.
Sorry for being unclear, but didn't things work out well, just like I said?
Well, yeah, but don't make me worry like that again. I seriously considered divorce when I misunderstood.
I promise, no more surprises like that. Yes, I'm sorry. Looking forward to our future together.
Me too. But are you really okay about your mom?
About what?
Looks like she took out multiple loans to build that house.
She brought this on herself. If she thought someone would bail her out, she was wrong. She needs this wake-up call to fix her twisted personality.
Thank you for protecting me. Even if you were already upset with your mom, cutting ties must have been a hard decision.
It wasn't as hard as you might think. Still, I want to protect this happy home we've finally found.
Thank you. I hope you'll protect our new family from now on.
Of course. I'll take good care of your parents, too.
That's not what I meant. Actually, I haven't been feeling well lately, so I went to the doctor.
Was something wrong?
I took some tests, and it turns out I'm pregnant. We're going to have a baby.
A baby? Really?
Yes, so from now on, protect this little one too.
Molly, thank you. You don't know how happy this makes me.
Thank you too. Though I guess the house might get a bit cramped once the baby comes.
We'll figure something out.
Then we'll build a house. A 2-family home, of course, where we can all live happily together. It's been a year since we started living with my parents. Brian gets along great with them and often goes fishing with my dad. I gave birth to a baby girl, and the house is full of life. My parents and Brian are completely smitten with the baby. She has her father's eyes, but my smile, according to Mom. It's heartwarming to see Dad teaching Brian all his old fishing techniques, and Mom has been passing down our family recipes. They spend hours in the kitchen together now. Since our family has grown, we've discussed it with my parents and decided to rebuild the house soon. They're even helping with the down payment, saying it's their gift to their granddaughter. We're planning to keep the original layout that my grandparents designed, just modernizing it for our needs. The contractors say we can start construction next spring. Dad's already drawing up plans for a bigger vegetable garden, saying fresh vegetables are important for the baby. Mom's been going through old photo albums, showing Brian pictures of me as a baby, telling him stories about my childhood. It's like he's truly become their son. They even insisted on helping us with the baby's college fund, saying that's what grandparents are for. As for my mother-in-law, I heard she couldn't manage her loan payments and had to sell a newly built house. Since she's already given up her previous home, she ended up moving into a small apartment and lives there alone. The house sold for less than she hoped, but it was enough to pay off most of her debts. Some mutual acquaintances told us she's had to take a part-time job at a local grocery store to make ends meet. It's the first time she's had to work in years. We have no intention of letting her meet our child. Sometimes she still tries to contact Brian through other relatives, sending messages about how much she misses him and wants to meet her granddaughter. But we've made our position clear to the entire family. We won't expose our daughter to her manipulative behavior. Brian says he feels more at peace now than ever before. He's learning what a healthy family dynamic looks like from my parents, who respect our boundaries and support our decisions without trying to control them. We're building our own home the right way, with open communication, mutual respect, and genuine love. My parents say they're proud of how we've handled everything, especially Brian's strength in standing up for our family's well-being. We're creating the kind of home our daughter deserves to grow up in, surrounded by grandparents who understand that love doesn't mean control, and that family bonds are built on respect, not obligation. We have no regrets about our decision. Our daughter will grow up knowing what healthy family relationships look like, and that's worth more than any house Laura could have built.